Very good evening, everyone. We'll start our presentation session. Everyone, please raise your hands. And as sir informed earlier, there is a maintenance work going on. So people who have not received their presentation score for yesterday's presentation, they will receive it tomorrow. Okay, and just you can schedule the presentations, and it will be scheduled. Okay, it's just you won't be receiving any emails for today, right? So just raise your hands and we'll go in the order. I'll put Akash Lamba's presentations session as well. So the last two, three raised hands can join his as well. So we'll start our presentation session now. First we have Nishant. You can unmute yourself, Nishant.
Yes, sir. Am I audible?
Yes, you are audible.
Yes, sir. So I'm not able to share my screen.
Okay, just a second. Okay, now you can try again.
Yeah. So is my screen visible?
Yes, your screen is visible.
Yeah.
So what's your topic?
So just a second, I will introduce myself. Yeah. So good evening, everyone. I am Nishant, and I'm from the Cloud Computing Group. And my task is to set up an Amazon RDS instance. So beginning with the presentation, the table of contents for this presentation are as follows. So what is AWS RDS? Amazon Relational Database Service, RDS, is a collection of managed services that makes it simple to set up, operate, and scale databases in the cloud. So AWS RDS allows to choose from 7 popular engines and deploy on premises with Amazon RDS and AWS Outposts and achieve high availability with AWS RDS multi-availability zone deployment. So AWS RDS facilitates the deployment and maintenance of relational databases in the cloud. A cloud administrator uses RDS to set up, operate, manage, and scale a relational instance of a cloud database. So RDS is not itself a database. It is a service that is used to manage relational database. So the components of RDS are database instances. It is a database environment in AWS cloud where multiple user databases coexist and can interact with each other. So the next component is regions and availability zones. The regions allocated by AWS are highly available data centers spread across the different areas of the world. These virtual servers never fail to show up and are always high performing. So the next component is security groups. The code for database instances is operated by a security group where an access control is given by creating an IP address for the user who needs permission for the security group to access operational functions. You can give multiple security groups in an instance. So the next component is database parameter groups. These defined sets of database engines act like controllers to manage the behavior of the databases. So each database instance is assigned a default parameter group with the default values if no other parameter group is assigned for the instance. So the next component is database option groups. With the database option groups, it becomes easier to manage the databases such as which RDS provides. As RDS provides the tools used by some of the database instances. So the various database instances that RDS provides are, so RDS provides up to 6 database engines that are listed here, which are Amazon Aurora, so the PostgreSQL, MySQL, MariaDB, Oracle database, and Microsoft SQL Server. So the user can choose from any of these 6 database instance which he likes to connect. So a real life example, if you take, is Facebook. If you want to create a Facebook, so the next Facebook. So Facebook is a widespread social media platform to build a scalable application. So the Facebook uses services such as Amazon Simple Storage Service and RDS, which I'm explaining in this presentation. So RDS makes it easy to store the data which the Facebook takes from the user in the databases that is easily managed by RDS. So continuing. So what are the features of RDS? RDS allows to minimize database administrative burden. It allows to scale the databases. It is highly available and durable. It also provides various security and backups, and it is also cost efficient. So the use cases of RDS are, we can use RDS to build web and mobile applications. So RDS supports growing of applications with high availability, throughput, and storage scalability. So you can take the advantage of flexible pay as you go pricing to suit various application usage patterns. So another use case of RDS is to break free from the legacy databases. So you can free yourself from expensive commercial databases by migrating to Amazon RDS. So when you migrate to RDS, you get the scalability, performance, and availability that the commercial databases uh, allow you to perform at the 1/10 of the cost. So another use case of RDS is to move to managed databases. So RDS allows to innovate and build new apps with in RDS, and instead of worrying about self-managing your databases, which can be time-consuming and complex and expensive. So instead, you can use RDS to save your time and also cut down your expenses. So here I have shown the difference between Amazon Aurora and MySQL, which is Amazon Aurora is a cloud-based database which is provided by Amazon, and SQL is a normal database provider which is also associated with RDS. So here are the features. So as you can see in this flowchart, that the Amazon Aurora provides numerous new features as compared to SQL, and it also helps to save the time and also cuts down your cost. So the number of replicas are as in Amazon RDS Aurora is more as compared to MySQL, and it also allows cross region replication, and it also reduces failure, and it also increases the storage, as the storage limit in RDS is 6 TB, and whereas in Aurora it is 64 TB. So the task objectives were to create an RDS instance in the AWS console and to learn more about AWS RDS service and to get more insights in order to manage cloud infrastructure operations for Hackweather. So now I'll show you my demonstration. So here I have logged in into my AWS console and I have searched here RDS. And in the RDS console, go into databases. So here I have created a database. So here I have used MySQL as my engine, and I have created it in the US East 1C region. You can use any region that is available in AWS. So here the endpoints are provided after you create the instance, and the port number is also provided. So you can select, while creating the database, you can select the subnets and the security options that you require in order to set up your database. So here, these are the following security group rules that I have used in creating this instance. So next you have to go to MySQL workbench, and in this you have to enter the endpoint that is given over here. And while creating, you have to set up a password. And when you give this endpoint given over here in this workbench and enter your password, you can easily log in into your database that you have created. In this case, I have used MySQL. You can use various databases that as I explained in the slides. So I'll log in into my database, and here you can perform normal SQL operations that you can perform uh, in MySQL. So here I have created a database as DemoDB, and I have created a table name as table name. So over here, I have created columns and assigned values to it. So here you can see the columns that are present in my table. So like this, you can integrate the SQL database and to the RDS. So as as you can see over here, the CloudWatch is automatically integrated with my database. So instead of using normal SQL, you can integrate your SQL to RDS, and it will provide automatic facilities in order to compare your utilization and credits and your storage capacity. So continuing with my presentation. So in conclusion, we have successfully used Amazon RDS service, which is a database service. So here are the references for my presentation. So thank you so much for your attention. If you have any queries, you can email me in the email ID given below. So any questions?
So, Nishant, is it done?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So, Nishant,
Yes.
as you created your MySQL database and
Yes.
you created a table, right,
Yes, sir.
containing column one, column two.
Yeah.
So basically, you created a database.
Yeah.
So how do you check whether it's calling out the required data from the database in MySQL?
So I have created this database using RDS over here,
Okay.
and you get the endpoints over here. So you can connect the created database, and you can create your password and connect it to this.
No, so inside MySQL itself.
Yeah.
Yeah, here. How
Hmm.
do you check? There has to be some method na, to check.
So you can see the stats over here, and as I showed, the CloudWatch is constantly monitoring your database operations.
Well, okay. So the flow was nice and the formatting is improved from last time. You missed that conclusion slide. You could have just summed up everything in one slide, right?
Hmm.
So that was missing. Rest all you included everything, which is nice. The flow, as I already said, the flow was good, and that's it. That's all.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah. So moving forward, we have Akanksha Mahamuni. Yeah, you can unmute yourself, Akanksha.
Am I audible, sir?
Yeah.
So I'll just share my screen.
What's your topic?
My topic is a denial of service attack using OWASP. So is my screen visible?
Yes, it's visible.
Okay. I'll just okay. Hello and good evening, everyone. My name is Akanksha Mahamuni, and I'm from First April Cybersecurity Intern Batch. The topic which I'm going to talk about is denial of service attack using OWASP HTTP DOS tool. These are the table of contents. What is a DDoS attack and its types? Then how do denial of service attack work? Major DDoS attacks, how to set up attack and how to prevent. We'll have a look at that. First of all, what is a DDoS attack? So when we want to attack a particular website, service, or a business, uh, there is a particular limit for the number of users it allows, like the resources. Like suppose a particular website allows only 5,000 users at a time, which utilizes the resources. uh, After which, if 5,000 users are using that website, after that no the user after that can't access that website, or either the website gets slowed down or the website doesn't load at all. That is a denial of service attack. This is an attack in which a malicious actor utilizes all the resources of a particular target server, in which we all the logins are done by the same IP address, and the same malicious actor performs this. This means that he uses a particular IP address for the device which he uses to attack, and through that device he he provides login to multiple fake users, say 3,000 or 5,000, whatever is the limit for the server. And after that, the server is shut down, like slowed down, because of which the actual users, the intended users, are not able to access the website or the service. Look, I'll explain what is DDoS attack. As you can see in this image, the attacker perform creates a zombie network through which just sorry he creates multiple logins on the targeted website or server, because of which the resources of the server are utilized, and because of which the server crashes and it disconnects from the actual intended users. What are the different types of DDoS attacks? DDoS attacks can be like it can be volume based, which means that multiple users suddenly, all of a sudden, try to log in, and the user graph suddenly rises, because of which the server crashes. Or protocol attack, it disables a particular resource that website uses to protect, maybe a firewall, or it disables the load balancer, which means that a particular website is allowing only n number of users from the same IP address. It crashes that. That is one way we can attack. Then there is application attack. We use zombie networks to overwhelm the layer of a network that generates web pages and responds to application requests. These attacks can be performed using sending several different types of packets. It can be ICMP floods, then SYN floods. In SYN floods, the attacker sends synchronization request, and the acknowledgement request is not sent, because of which the server waits for the answer from the attacker. Then there is UDP flood, HTTP flood, sclerosis, DNS amplification attacks, and NTP amplification attacks. In the DNS amplification attacks, the DNS packets are sent continuously, because of which the server slows down. And NTP is similar to DNS, just it uses NTP in place of the DNS packet. This is a graph which is the Cisco annual internet report, which shows the history of DDoS attacks in the past years. As you can see, in 2018 there were about 7.9 million attacks that occurred, which rose to 9.5 million. And as you can see, in 2020 it rose to 10.8 million, which is a huge rise. And with 2020 it increased rapidly, since COVID hit and a lot of people lost their job, and the number of attackers and cyber criminals increased. The top five most famous DDoS attacks: the Google attack. In this attack, there were 1,80,000 spoof packets were sent, because of which the server got hung. Then the AWS DDoS attack in 2020, which actually interrupted the cloud service provided by the AWS. Then the Mirai Krebs OVH DDoS attack in 2016, and the Mirai Din DDoS attack in 2016. This attack prevented the users from a particular area of Japan, to use the website or applications such as Skype, Facebook. And the GitHub attack in 2018. This attack actually slowed down the GitHub web services for about 20 minutes, and there was a sudden rise in the number of users of the GitHub website, because of which the website slowed down and the users were not able to access the website. There are several tools which can be used to perform this kind of attack. Uh, these are the best DDoS tools for Kali Linux: GoldenEye, Pylorus, XOIC, Devoset, and the OWASP HTTP post, which I'll be using. This is the demonstration. How to attack using the OWASP HTTP DOS. So for this, we need the Switchblade app, software, which we will download in our device. So this is the screen which shows the Kali server. In this, I have started the Apache service, and this will enable me to connect to the server which I'm trying to attack. In this, I'm just taking an example of an example server, since I can't attack a real-time website or service. This, as you can see in the Switchblade interface, the URL section is the section where we provide the URL of the website or the service we want to attack, or we can either provide the IP address of that service using the HTTP protocol. Then the general parameters for this attack are connections. As you can see, I have tried to connect 30,000 devices to this website. Then the connection rate 10,000, which means that 10,000 devices will be connected per minute. And timeout, which is 1,000 seconds, which means that this attack will be performed for 1,000 seconds. Then after running this attack, this is how the result will be shown. The diagnostics are here. As you can see, the target was 30,000 attacks, out of which the active connections are 5,271, and only 1,186 connections are made, and rest all are either there has occurred an error or it has been disconnected, which is 17,531. In order to perform this attack, it is really important for us to find out the maximum number of users for that particular server. Like, every server has a particular limit for the resources. We have to keep changing the number of connections in the general parameter section and check if the connection is showing any error or disconnection. If we modify the connections over and over, and if we like keep checking the result and we see that the disconnections are made after a particular limit we put, we can realize that we can identify that, yeah, this is the particular limit. We can at least estimate, yeah, this is the limit, and then we can modify accordingly and slow down that server and perform this attack. In this screenshot, I again tried to connect to the server using 10 connections with the connection rate of 1 and the timeout of 1,000 seconds. As you can see, the target was 10 connections. Active connections are 10. All the 10 connections are connected. There is no error. Even if the connection is made from the same IP address, as you can see, your connection from 43.2 to 9.201.22, all of these connections are made from the same IP address. In order to prevent this kind of attack, we can either run a particular code, which I will show in the next slide. As you can see in this slide, this code sudo IP tails A input P, we will provide the port number through which we have connected, and this is con limit. This code enables us to provide the connection limits we want from a same IP address a particular user is trying to connect. Say for sake, a particular user from the same home with the same IP address is trying to connect. He can connect, but if his family or friends are trying to connect above 5 connections from the same IP address, it will reject. This is the limit we can provide accordingly. According to this, there will be only 5 connections which will be allowed from the same IP address, after which it will reject it. So now, after executing this code for the server, if I try to again perform this attack on the same server with 10 connections, as you can see in this, I can connect only 5 connections because of the code I implemented, and rest all are disconnected or an error has occurred. In the Kali server Apache interface, we can see that the connection made are only 5 connections, and rest all 5 are automatically disconnected because of the code we executed. How to prevent this kind of attacks? There are certain tips which we can follow. We can protect our IP address. We can use a VPN of some other country. We can be aware of the phishing attacks that has been occurred recently. Then we can provide regular updates and security software. We can regularly provide patches for the web services we are providing. Then we can install antivirus software. The points are multi-layer DDoS protection. At each layer, we can provide different sets of protocols to execute. Then early detection and continuous traffic and packet profiling. We can assign a particular person to, or we can either execute a particular feature which will enable us to monitor the traffic which is coming on our website, and we will be alerted if there is some activity which is suspicious, we can reduce the attack surface exposure. Then we can fortify the network architecture. Then understanding the warning signs. This is the sign which, like, we after a particular number of connections, if a particular attack connection is suspicious, we will be notified, and we can perform the necessary actions that are necessary in order to prevent that attack. Then comprehensive security solution, not just DDoS attack prevention. It is very important for us to provide uh, necessary security protocols and antivirus protection for the website. These are the references of the websites I have used to make this presentation. The conclusion is DDoS attacks usually happen by generating mass bot traffic, which means all of a sudden large number of users all try to connect to the server. Then the denial of service attack are usually generated for malicious intentions. It can be done in order to compromise the uh, businesses. If the business is running very successfully and someone wants to harm their current sales or anything, they do this for that purpose, and it can also happen unintentionally. Several DDoS attack tools are available on the internet. We all are aware that DDoS attack tools are available to everyone at free of cost. So it is very easy to perform these kind of attacks. And it is recommended to install or invest in anti-DOS tools to prevent your site from being subjected in DOS attacks. We can install or invest in anti-DOS tools, which will notify us, or it will prevent it by by following certain protocols. It is important for individuals and organizations to stay informed about the latest threats and trends in DDoS attacks. We have to be regularly be updated about the news on the attacks that are occurring around the world, so that we can provide regular updates of security and provide and update the and send packages and patches and update our websites accordingly. So if anyone has any question, they can ask. Thank you so much, everyone, for listening. You can contact me if you have any doubts through this Gmail ID. That's it from my side. Thank you.
So, Akanksha, are you done?
Yeah.
Okay. You added those screenshots, right? So, was it not possible to give a live demo?
It was possible, but there were, like, for the first time I gave this presentation, it was very difficult for me to present, and sir told that the presentation was not running very smoothly at that time, and because of which he
Okay.
recommended me to provide the screenshot. So that's why
Okay.
I started.
Okay. So you use this term, na, ki, UTS, DNS, and HTTP, and other terms similar to these. So you could have elaborated them, na? Just not mention them in the PPT, so other people who are not from your domain can understand it. Right? So yeah, I believe that part was missing. And uh, just a curiosity. So you mentioned how to prevent the DDoS the attacks, and
Yeah.
there were events like Google attack in 2020.
Yeah.
So have you like searched upon how did that happen? Like,
Yes, I had I went to a website which showed the attacks which occurred, and it had a detailed explanation of how it occurred, and how many packets were sent, or for how much amount of time it occurred. So there were not a detailed information for that,
mhm.
but as I said about the GitHub thing, it was halted for about 20 minutes. So it was like there were just key points for certain attacks, so I told the people about only them. So there
So
was not.
I got this question because you mentioned all the preventions we should tackle this situation. So I was
Yeah.
curious, ki had this company not take these kind of precautions earlier, like, and still it happened. So I was curious, how did that happen?
There were a lot of times that these attacks actually occurred, and the
Okay.
users, or we were not actually informed that these attacks occurred, and they later realized that these attacks held, and then after that they told the like news ki, yeah, this happened, like that.
Okay. So I will suggest ki you add a hook story to your presentations. So not directly jump on the topic, but add a hook story. So you did include flowcharts and just screenshots, which was nice, and you explained them quite nicely, and the flow was nice. And yeah, that's all from my side. You should just work upon the hook story part before jumping on the main topic, right?
Yes.
So yeah,
Yeah, thank you.
that's all.
Thank you.
Yeah. So next we have Aanchal Parheta. You can unmute yourself, Aanchal. Yeah. Can you please tell me your topic name? So Aanchal, is this presentation scheduled? Hello, Aanchal. So if you are speaking, we can't hear you, Aanchal. Yeah, we can't hear you. We still can't hear you. I believe there's some glitch. So yeah, we can't hear you. So please try to fix this problem, and I'll get back to you again. Let's not waste any more time, and we'll move forward. Okay. Okay. We have Nitin Kumar with us. You can unmute yourself, Nitin.
Am I audible, sir?
Yes, you're audible and visible as well.
Yes.
Can you tell me your topic name?
Yes, sir. Developing a doctor search website, sir.
Okay,
Yes.
you can start.
Yeah, I can. So, good evening to all. I'm Nitin Kumar, and I'm doing my internship as a full stack web developer. Today, I'm here to give my presentation on the topic of developing a doctor search website. So in this presentation, we will go through the fundamentals of creating a doctor search website landing page by using different tools. So basically in this task, we are creating a landing page for doctor search website, and we are mainly focused on creating a web page. And on that web page, there will be a search option, which will help people to search doctor according to their needs. And so the search feature will allow the people to search according to their preferred location and what type of doctor they want. For example, they can search dermatologist or general physician across any location from India. And if doctor is available in that area, then that web page will show the result. And if doctor is not available, it will show no result found. For all this, we need to host our website so that people can go to that domain and look and search for the doctor. So coming to key feature, the website has user interface, which will be created by Figma tool. And then after creating a UI design, we need to export the code of that design by using tools such as Locofy. And in this task, I'm using PHP as a backend language. This website also have a capacity to search doctor according to preferred location and the type of doctor. For storing the doctor data, we will be using SQL databases. SQL databases. And for hosting and deployment, we're gonna use free hosting service, which is 00 Wave Host. And lastly, for checking the search feature, we are using Postman software for API testing. So these are the tools that we're gonna use for the front end part. We have Figma, Locofy, and jQuery. And for the back end, I'm using PHP and MySQL. So for the front end part, we are using Figma tool, which will help to create a user interface web page. In this image, you can see a design web page using this tool. So I have included a search category and search location, and also like there are different things we can include in this design. Coming to deployment part for this, I have used 00 Wave Host website that provides completely free PHP web hosting and support, and also support MySQL databases. So in this image, you can see I've created account and I have an active domain URL. People can visit this domain and search for the doctor. Moving on, I have also uploaded desired front-end and back-end code to this website, and also some databases which can be modified later on. So these are the code that I've uploaded in this website, and from here we can like manipulate the data. This is the database part where I can insert, modify, or do some data manipulation. And I have like included 5 to 6 data for the testing purpose. So yeah, this is the database part. And coming to testing web service, I've used Postman. So like Postman is one of the most popular software testing tool, which is used for API testing. With the help of this tool, like we can easily create, test, share, and document APIs. And in this, I have searched for dermatologist in Kanpur area, and I've got 2 to 3 results. So by this, we can test if our API is working or not. So the final, we have our website, and this is the link of our website. I will show the demo for the website. This is the website where we can like search the category if we want a general physician or dermatologist or any other type of doctors, and we can choose the location and search according to our needs. If I click on the search, I'll get 2 results, 2 doctors result. And if let us assume if there is no result, then it will show no doctor found in that area. So yeah, that was the demo. For the reference, I've watched these YouTube videos and also consider some websites. So coming to conclusion part, I would like to mention that I've used variety of fresh tool to develop this web page. For creating the front-end part, I've used Figma, and for exporting the code, I've used Locofile to obtain the code of HTML and CSS. After that, I've published the code on free web hosting sites, and after that, I've tested that code, and I finally have our website. So yeah, thank you from my side. That's all from my side. Thank you.
Are you taking questions, Nitin?
Yes, sir. Sorry, I just forgot to add the slides of Q&A.
Yeah, no issue if you are taking questions. So can you tell me what are the future scope for this project? So if you want to make some improvement in your
Yes, sir.
project, or if you would like to add some features in your project, then what are the future scope for that?
Yes, sir. So basically, I want to add more features. Like I want to add maps, and you can appoint the doctor appointment from this website. So I can add that thing also for the appointment of doctor. You can fill the form and have an appointment from the doctor. And yeah, this is the thing that I want to add, that I can get appointment from the doctor from the website after searching the doctor.
Okay, so now
Yes,
can
sir.
you tell me what did you understand when you got this project? So what did you understand from the client requirement? Like what is the need and what is the scope of this project?
So yeah, basically, it's if we want to search doctor in our area, then you have to visit in our offline store or care center, and it's very difficult to go in places. So by using this website, like people can just search the doctor nearby them and can choose according to their needs. Like if anybody want a dermatologist, then you'll get 2 to 3 types of doctor, and he can choose according to the area nearest doctor. or according to like what they have experienced. So yeah, people have options like what they have to choose from lot of doctor and care center and hospitals.
Okay, Nitin.
Yes, sir.
So why did I ask you these two questions, sir? Simply because
Yes, sir.
when you're giving a presentation on a full project, like where you have created a project, you have understand the client requirement. So
Yes,
now
sir.
imagine if you had started this presentation with why we actually need the project. What is the scope of it? It will help you build a really great story, right?
Okay, sir.
You should have started from that. And when I ask you what is the future scope of the project, it help you conclude your story. So I have worked on this. This is my current project. This was the requirement. And if I want like future recommendation, then I can give to my client if they want like to include some other feature, and the features that I can do for them in future if they want are this, like creating a appointment system and everything. Okay.
Oh,
So
okay, sir.
this try to have your presentation with that. So I'm done with the Q&A. So please, Saurabh, you can start with your review.
Yes, sir.
Okay, sir. So they were like really good points you should consider. And
Yes, sir.
Nitin, I believe presentation was quite rushed. Okay, so you should have
Okay.
explained it using a flow chart, what the tools you're going to use and what are the
Okay.
steps. So if I'm new to this topic, so I should understand
Mm.
how am I actually going to go with the flow. Okay, so
Yes, sir.
I think that was missing. And you could have explained your backend part as well, right? It's hardly 10 to 12 lines code.
Yes, sir.
It's
I will
quite
take care
good.
of this thing, sir.
Yeah, and you should actually improve on your demo part as well. So you could add
Yes,
some
sir.
good colors. And when you demonstrated, so I can
Yes,
see
sir.
something. Can you just scroll down?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so there should be a single line of no doctors found in the area. What's this
Yes, sir.
undefined variable doctor? And
Yes, sir. I've tried to like solve this error, but still I'm getting this.
so you should have posted it on Trello or technical chat, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, and get it sorted, right?
Yes, sir.
So so I believe the task is not done yet then, because it's not complete, I guess.
Sir, previously I'm not getting this type of error, but after like testing another time, I'm getting this error. So I will look after this, sir.
Okay, okay.
Yes, sir.
So yeah, and yeah, you should have included that part of the presentation using your Q&A slide.
Yeah, sure, sir.
And
I will take care of this.
okay, so I think you should have understood your,
Yes, sir.
yeah. Okay, yeah. And Yash sir has also added some valuable points here. Try to learn how to add errors on employment. Yeah. So yeah, that's all from our side. Please take
Okay,
care
sir.
of these shortcomings, and you will definitely excel.
Okay,
And
sir.
okay, so moving forward, I'll again call out Aanchal Parheta. You can unmute.
Am
Yeah,
I
Aanchal.
audible now?
Yeah, you're audible now.
Okay. Is my screen visible, sir?
Yes, it is.
Okay. Good evening, everyone. My name is Aanchal Parheta, and I am from Python Developers Group. And my presentation topic is to create a test plan document. Uh, this is the agenda I will be explaining throughout this presentation. So let's start with the introduction. The purpose of this test plan document is to provide a clear and comprehensive overview of the testing strategy to be employed in the development of the customized laptop project. Uh, these strategies can be applied on testing approach, testing schedules for all the project requirement. So here I create a sample project named customized laptop project. So in this project, what will happen? User, anybody who want to take laptop can see the laptop configuration and everything in that project by filtering the configuration and according to their needs and use. So test plan identifier. project name is customized laptop test plan, and here I given the test plan ID CLTP001. So let me show you the sample project which I have created, for which I created this test plan document. So this is the code for my web page. I created a simple web page. Let me show you. So here I add some laptops and their configuration so that it would become easy for the users. They can check their configurations of the laptop and buy according to their need and use. I'm continuing with my presentation again. So, reference, a customized laptop project plan. Here I will be creating a plan for the project. Customized laptop requirement specification. Here I will gather all the requirement which will be required for my whole project. Test items. The test items to be used in this project include customized laptop software application. For example, in which laptop, what kind of version of the software will be running, customized laptop hardware components, for example, the screen and fingerprint sensor, keyboard, screen quality of laptop, camera quality, and all these things will be count on hardware components. Customized laptop user interface. That means how the laptop will be interacting with the user. Features to be tested. The following features will be tested in the customized laptop project. Customization of laptop hardware components, as I discussed previously, all the components that will be different, and different user will need different types of hardware component. So that is the important point, and that filter we have to mention in our project. Customization of laptop software application, like what version of software in running or what kind of laptop. Customization of laptop user interface, that means how the laptop will interact with the user and the compatibility of any user. Compatibility of hardware and software components, that means how the hardware and software components are compatible with each other. Functionality of laptop components and software. Every functionalities, like how it is running, how much time it is taking for running any software application. Performance of laptop hardware and software, it means how it is performing in the particular laptop or system. Third is user interface usability. Features not to be tested. Here are some things which is not necessary to test in our test plan document. First is compatibility with non-standard hardware and software components. There is no need for testing this. Security testing. Second is security testing. We don't need to test the security of any laptop until and unless it is not for a specific user. So he or she will manage what kind of security he want in their laptop. That would be done personally by the user. Network connectivity. We don't need to take care of network connectivity of the test plan in the test plan document. Network connectivity, the user can, it is the responsibility of user. Approach. The testing approach for the customized laptop project will be a combination of manual and automated testing. Here, manual testing means the testing which is performed by the tester himself, and automated testing means the testing which is performed using the testing tools, for example Selenium. The testing will be done in multiple phases, including unit testing, integration testing, system testing, and acceptance testing. Item pass-fail criteria. The following criteria will be used to determine whether each item has passed or failed testing. All features and functionality must work as intended without any critical bugs or errors. That means all features should work. If all features will work well, then there will be a, then it will give a reassurity that the software or the application we have created is working properly. The user interface must be intuitive and easy to use. User interface must look easy and attractive, and so that there will be no difficulty for the user to use the laptop. Performance of the hardware and software component must meet the minimum requirement. Whatever requirement we will provide, the performance of the hardware and software should meet that requirement. Suspension criteria and resumption requirement. If any critical bugs or errors are found during testing, the testing will be suspended until the issues have been resolved. Once the issue have been resolved, testing will be resumed from the point of suspension. Test deliverables. The following deliverables will be provided as the part of testing process. Test plan document. The first step we will have to take is to create a document in which we will mention all the test plans, and second is test case document. Here we will write all the test cases which will be required in the document. Test result document. In the test result document, we will mention that all the test case are working properly and there is no errors and bugs. And if there is any bugs report, so in the fourth step, we will mention all the bugs, and in the last step, final test report, we will resolve all the bugs and errors and provide the final test report to the developing team. Testing task. The following testing task will be performed. Create a test plan documents, create a test case document. All these 2 points I have mentioned earlier. Performing unit testing. So in unit testing, every component or every part of the application will be checked individually. And fourth is performing integration testing. So here all the small components will be adding together, and then it will get tested to check if it is working properly or not. Fifth is performing system testing. Here we will check the system compatibility with the application or software we have created. Sixth is performance acceptance testing. Here we will check the acceptance that the software or application is working properly. Generate bugs report if there is any bug. Generate final test report after solving all the bugs if exist. Environmental needs. The following environmental needs must be met for testing to be performed. Laptop hardware and software components. We have to check all the components of the hardware and software. Testing tools and software, and the environment of testing. Responsibilities. The following responsibilities will be assigned for testing. Project manager. First responsibility is of project manager. Project manager is responsible for overseeing the testing process, which is done by the testing team. Test manager, responsible for managing the testing process. He or she have to check if the testing process is done or completed correctly or not. Test engineer. Test engineer is responsible for performing all the testing tasks. Development team is responsible for fixing bugs if there exist and errors found during the testing. Staffing and training needs for creating this document. The following staffing and training needs must be met for testing to be performed. Test engineer. The first we need is a testing engineer. Test engineer who must have experience in testing hardware and software components, and the development team who must have experience in fixing bugs and errors. Schedule. We will schedule the testing in different days or weeks. Unit testing, as we can see here, we will give as a sample. Unit testing for 1 week, integration testing for 1 week, and system testing for 2 weeks, acceptance testing for 2 weeks. Risk and contingencies. The following risks and contingencies have been identified. If there is any delays in development, it could impact the testing schedule. Critical bugs or error could require significant times and resources to fix. Approvals. This test plan document have been reviewed and approved by the following: project manager, test manager, and the development team. These are the reference I took to complete my task. If you have any questions, you can ask, and you can also mail me on this email ID. Thank you.
Okay, Achal. So I believe this is a document task, right? So
Yes, sir.
yeah, so just with flowchart, it will be much more easy to grasp what exactly you are talking about. No, all these texts you have in slide, it is good, but a flowchart will be much preferable. And then again, the flow was nice. You did include everything uh, from management, from processing management, and then reviewing, and there was everything. It's just when you start your explaining your task, just add a little hook story to it. So it
Okay.
will, so it will make everything more clear. Your demo was nice. There was this only a page, so you can't add a filter to it. Like if I, let's say you want to get a laptop, right? And if you just click on laptops, there will be n number of results, right? So
Yes.
yeah, so you must be having some specific configuration that you want.
Okay, sir.
Yeah,
I will do.
so yeah, so I believe a filter part will be nice,
Okay,
like the
sir.
right
Okay.
storage or the right price. Yeah, which will
Yes.
much preferable. And yeah, you just lack a hook story. I believe your last presentation, you did add everything, like from hook story to conclusion part. Why is it like
Yes.
you missed that hook story in this one? Any
Sir,
particular?
yes, sir, this was only a document. So not, uh, I was not okay that what should I present in this.
Well, okay. Well, okay. Yeah. So that's all from my part. It
Okay,
was a
sir,
nice
I have
presentation.
one, thank you, sir. Sir, I have
Yeah.
one query.
Yeah.
Sir, till now I have completed my 5 tasks with the presentation of each task, and now I have my final semester examination in next week. So would it be fine if I will not assign for the new task till the next
So you
week?
can just put this query in Trello or technical chat, and you'll get your answer. Like you want a leave for a
Yes, sir.
certain
I want to
duration of
leave.
time, right?
Yeah, yes,
Okay.
sir.
So just put it on Trello, and you will be answered there, right?
Okay, sir.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
So let's move forward, and we have Rahul Kumar with us. Rahul, you can unmute yourself.
Yes, sir. Good evening, sir.
Yeah. Good evening. Can you just tell me your topic name?
So my screen is visible.
Yes, your screen is visible. Rahul,